Hello, friends. Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host, Julie Jancius. There is so much I want to talk to you about today. I am so excited. You guys are going to flip out when you hear some of the guests that I have lined up. Starting in July, I have got guests lined up to speak every week so that we have more interviews, so that you have regular podcasts. Because friends, I apologize. I feel like over the last month, my life has just been so busy with getting school wrapped up and taking care of my daughter while she's home over summer. And it's just definitely been much more filled with activities and fun stuff than I had anticipated. And I feel like I've let you down a little bit because I haven't been producing as many as the podcasts as I would like, and I haven't been producing them as consistently. So I just want you to know that I recognize that, and I'm taking ownership that that's my fault, and that I also believe in divine timing for the podcast and the information that I'm trying to get out to you to be right. And I just don't want to put out podcasts that are junky, with junk information. If I'm going to put something out, I really want it to be of quality, to have really good, insightful nuggets of information that you can take and apply to your lives. So what I've been doing is reaching out to so many different scientists and therapists and everybody working in the spiritual community. And we have some amazing guest speakers who are going to be on the podcast. So starting July 1, there is going to be so much consistency with the podcast. What I'm trying to do is bulk all of these interviews so that we have one through the rest of the year every Monday and an angel story every Thursday or Friday. So thank you for being patient with me and sticking with me through this. If you have people that you want me to interview, definitely toss those names my way. You can go over to social media on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me at Angel Podcast and PM me over there. I have another exciting announcement. My daughter picks each month the winner of the review contest. So when you write a review of this podcast, whether it's just something as simple as great podcast, or if you elaborate, if you put that review up on iTunes, if you don't have an iPhone or an iProduct that you can put it up on iTunes with, you can also go over to Facebook at Angel Podcast and leave it over there, or you could put it up on Google. If you write a review of the podcast, I enter you into a monthly drawing to win a free session with me. And I don't just leave your name in there that month. I leave your name in there every month until you win. I plan on doing this for as long as I run this podcast for, which is hopefully years and years and years, right? So definitely put your name in there by writing a review. Again, you can post it on iTunes, Facebook, or on Google if you go to my company page, Chicago Energy Healing. So the winner this month is EP Glitter. I already emailed her, and in her review, she said, "This podcast has changed my life and brought so much understanding, joy, and excitement to my spiritual journey. Julie has the best attitude and her voice is so soothing and filled with love. I tell everyone I speak with to listen to this show." Thank you so much, Erica. I am so excited to get to meet you. Let's connect and let's get you set up for your free session. If you haven't written a review yet, definitely write one, post it, and you'll be entered into July's drawing to win that free session. I'm skipping the intro today and just hopping right into the podcast. But before I do that, we are now live on iHeartRadio and a couple other new places. So I just want to say, for everybody who's new joining this podcast, listening to us here, what I do is I connect with angels, your loved ones, your guides on the other side. And I do that in one-on-one sessions. I do a lot of parties. You can find all of that information on my website in the details below. But what you need to know for this podcast is that my gift is just channeling your angels, your loved ones. And what I want to do today is just channel through some angel messages, because there's been a lot that they've been bringing to my heart, and I don't have it all like in a simple formula for it. I just need to kind of break down a couple of things that they've been showing me, because it's really, really been weighing on me. They've really keep directing my thoughts and my attention to this because they need to get the correct information to you. So I'm going to start here. A couple weeks ago, I was watching online somebody who's actually really famous, very prominent person in the spiritual community. I'm not going to give names because the essence of this isn't to bash this person. I just really felt like they were putting out some wrong information out there. And I need you to know that as I was listening to this information that they were sharing on angels, my spirit team, my angels that I work with, they were just showing me red flag, red flag, red flag. And they said, Julie, you have to get the correct information out there. So I was listening to somebody talk on angels, and they were talking about how the angels are so busy and that they have so much going on that people cannot ask for things that they need unless it's really important stuff that they need. This person was saying in this YouTube video that has hundreds of thousands of views, not to request little things of the angels because they have too much to do. They can't worry about that stuff going in your life. And this is where spirit came in and they were like, no. This is the wrong information. This is the wrong message to get out there. So I'm not faulting this person. I don't know exactly why this person said what they did. It's really not about that whatsoever. What spirit needs for us today to do is just correct that information, because that's not true at all, okay? The angels, God, your loved ones, your guides on the other side, they want and they need you to open yourself up to working with them all the time. That is what being in alignment, being in flow is. If God is all that is, the great I am, it's in every single thing. It's the fabric of everything that is, right? It's an unlimited source of joy, of bliss, of ease, of grace. It's just this unlimited wealth of everything. It's all that is. Then if that's true, how would it be possible for us to not be able to go to this unlimited source whenever we need it? Because that unlimited source needs its energy, as this person was saying in this video, to use that energy on other things. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So as I was watching this video, I just kept hearing spirit come in and say, Julie, you have to reach out to people. You have to tell them in your podcast that this is false information. God, spirit, your angels, your guides, your loved ones, really, truly, folks, I need you to pull this into your heart, because they need you to know that every hour of every day, nothing is too small or too trivial to be able to help you, okay? Whether it's you need to find a parking spot, or you need love for your child who scraped their knee, or you need whatever it is, they want you to communicate with them constantly. They want you to be in alignment and flow constantly. And you can't do that if you're saying, well, I'm only going to go to God for the big stuff. I'm only going to go to my angels for the big stuff. I can't bother them with the little things. That's not true. God is an unlimited source of power, of healing, of just what we need, love in our lives. So please, if this is information that you heard, or if you're one of the people who was watching this video and got this mixed message, I really hope that this hits home for you and that you understand that it's not true, that you really can and should go to the angels, God, Spirit, your loved ones, talk to them whenever you feel called to do so in your heart. Don't prioritize your needs, because what happens when you prioritize your needs and say, oh, God's covering, the people who really need it in the world. He, she doesn't need to worry about my small stuff right now. What happens is you end up kind of putting this blockage in your heart chakra, which is what they're showing me. And your egoic mind comes in and says, well, then I got to do this all by myself. I got to handle this all by myself. And that's not the message that the spiritual community has been getting out or needs to get out, because what Spirit is saying, and they've always been saying this, is call on us 24/7, day or night, 24/7. Doesn't matter if it's little, doesn't matter if it's big. Use us for whatever you need. Allow us to help you in your life. So I just got a ding on my computer, and it was EP Glitter. She got the message that she won from the drawing this month from putting in her review. And she goes, OMG, OMG, OMG. This is the most exciting email I've ever received. Thank you so much. I absolutely love your work and your podcast. Oh, thank you so much, Erica. Well, it's not me. It's always Spirit, and they love you too. Thank you so much. And I am so excited to schedule your free session for you. There's two other things that came up this week that I wanted to chat with you about. One is anxiety and busyness, and I'm going to cover that at the end in a few minutes, because I want to lead you through some information about anxiety and busyness, but I also want to do a meditation with you to kind of lead you through that and to help you work through that if that's something that impacts you. But first, the other thing that's been coming up a lot this week has been the Angel School. So I've had 4 people reach out to me this week alone and say, Julie, when is your next Angel School? I really want to take the course. I want to be certified in Reiki and understand how to connect with my loved ones and angels on the other side. For those of you who don't know, the Angel School does both, does just that. So when you go through the Angel School, you get certified in Reiki energy healing, and you're also certified in my Angel School, where you can learn how to bring through messages from your angels, from your loved ones, not just for yourself, but for other people. Doesn't mean that you have to go into the healing arts. Doesn't mean that you have to become a person like me who does this for a living. It just means that you know how to do this for yourself. But if you want to create a career out of this, this is also a way to go about that and to earn the certifications that you need to go about it. So I was planning on doing 2 angel schools in the fall, one in September and one in November, because I know there's a lot of demand for it, but it seems like people want me to put one on this summer as well. So if you'd like to join the Angel School and go through the Angel School either in July or August, let me know. I've also had a couple people ask if they can do remote sessions and learn remotely through the Angel School. And yes, I can definitely work on that with you. I've got information on the website, but if you send me an email, I'll send you back all of the details on that. My email is juliejancius@gmail.com, and my last name is Jan as in Nancy, C as in cat, IUS as in Sam. So let's take a few moments now, and for the rest of the podcast, we're going to focus on 2 topics: busyness and anxiety. You've heard me say before that everything is energy. All energy vibrates. It vibrates at different levels or different frequencies. Now, of course, there is a time and a place. The fabric of all things is one. It's God energy. It's the highest vibration that is. But if everything is energy and it all vibrates at different levels or frequencies, then it would make sense that there are different energies in the world that you can pick up on. So a lot of people here on Earth feel so busy all the time. We're rushing here, we're rushing there, we're rushing and waiting, we're creating, we're doing so much. Our lives just demand so much of us, our friends, our social life, our work, everything, and it can feel like a lot of pressure. There's also the pressure of ambition and wanting to be successful in our lives, wanting more and more and more. This culture of wanting more, that nothing can ever satisfy us for that long. And when you think about it, and when you look at different people's lives, what does that mean? What does that look like? Well, people, they work so hard and they get to their goal and they get the thing that they wanted, that they were working for. But then that joy, that satisfaction out of getting what they want doesn't last very long. So they set their eyes on the next thing and they have the next goal and they work really hard to get there and they think, ooh, once I get there, then I'll be happy. But then they reach that goal that they were working so hard for. They get the thing that they had wanted or the title or the money, and it's not enough. So then they want the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And there are so many human beings here on Earth, I was definitely one of them, who keep looking for the next thing or the next person or the next job to fill their heart. And it doesn't work. It doesn't fill their heart for that long. So then they keep looking for the next thing and the next thing. This topic has been coming up over and over again over the last couple of weeks as I've been working with various different groups, and Spirit has brought through some really great nuggets of information that I want to share with you. What I've found over the last few weeks as I've been working with these groups is a very common thread. So a lot of people go through their life with this ambition, and in this journey of ambition, they say to themselves, oh, well, if I had only started when I was in my 20s, or if I had only started when I was in my 30s, I would be here by now, or I would be so successful by now, or I would have this by now. And this is the egoic thought that keeps coming in, that keeps trapping people within their mind. Have you ever had this where you thought to yourself, wow, if I had just started this project back then, I would have written a book by now, I would have done this by now, I would be so successful. Why do we have that thought? That thought is actually negative energy that's really holding us back. And why and how is it holding us back? Well, Spirit says, first off, nothing is going to fill us completely except connecting to God energy. And when it comes to our purpose here on Earth, we cannot think to ourselves that thought of, well, if I had just done it in my 20s or if I had just done it in my 30s, I would be here by now, because it's not in alignment with divine timing. So why didn't it happen in your 20s? Why didn't it happen sooner for you in your life? Because it wasn't time for it to happen. Did you make some mistake where you messed up and it could have happened earlier? No, it's divine timing. So all of this kind of information was coming to a conjuncture over the last couple of weeks with the people that I've been working with. And what Spirit said, and it was just so beautiful, and I hope you can feel just the love energy that pours through this message, is that there is no time on the other side. Why don't we feel anxiety on the other side? Why don't we feel busyness on the other side? It's not because we don't have purpose on the other side. There is so much on the other side that we do as work to help other beings from the other side. There's a lot of work that we do over in heaven, but we know that we can get it all done, because there is no time. So it doesn't matter how long something takes or how long it takes for us to learn something and move to the next. Because there is no time, we're going to accomplish everything that we need to accomplish over there, right? Well, Spirit says it's the same over here. So everything is in divine time here. Going back to that egoic thought that we were talking about earlier, why, if I had just done this in my 20s, if I had just started this in my 20s, if I had just started this in my 30s, then I would be here by now, or I'd have this success by now. Why didn't I just do it back then? We can't beat ourselves up with those thoughts because they're not accurate. It wasn't time for that back then. The divine timing was for you to go through your 20s or to go through your 30s or whatever time period it was and learn the lessons to gain the experiences that you needed in order to be able to do what you were supposed to do. That is divine timing. So when you think about it, there is divine timing here on earth. If there is no time on the other side, what Spirit wants is for us to look at it and say, there's no time here. Everything that I am supposed to do, everything that God wants me to do in my life, I am going to be able to do it because it is God's will. And if it's God's will for me to be able to do what I'm supposed to do here, then there's no way I could have messed it up. There's no way that I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm listening to my heart. I'm following my gut. I'm doing what I need to be doing. And God is leading me all the time. God is leading me through the experiences that I need to have in order to understand and bring healing to other people. God is leading me through and teaching me what I need to know in order to be able to share those same things with other people who need that information. So please, please don't take what I'm saying here and say, well, Julie said that there is all eternity to get everything done within our soul's purpose. I have eternity here. I don't want you to drag out your soul's purpose for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, okay? So no, I'm not telling you or giving you permission to kick on back, to waste your time here. And I'll talk about that more in a second. What I am saying is listen to your heart. Get into high vibration every day. It is from this place of high vibration, being connected to God's source, universe, energy, where you're listening to your gut. This is what I'm talking about. This is what Spirit shows me every day. Remember that first episode of this podcast where I talked to you about opening up your crown chakra and getting into the high vibration that is God energy? This is the first step that all psychic mediums use to connect to the other side. It's how I've taught you to connect with your higher self. And it's the one and only tool that you really need in this life to make radical changes. Because when you open up your crown chakra, when you connect to God energy, and when you learn to live from that high vibration in your day-to-day life, you are living 100% in alignment with God, with your higher self. You're spending more time listening to the whispers from Spirit than your egoic mind. And when you're in that space, you can hear what Spirit has to say. And when you hear what they have to say, then you can follow their directions. Because when you're directed by Spirit to take action and you do it, that's the magic. That's when you're in alignment. That's when you're living out your purpose. You have to be in a space, high vibration, in order to hear Spirit. You have to allow yourself to be open, to make that time in your daily life to listen to Spirit. And when you hear what they have to say, then you have to act on it. You have to take action and do it. Now, the opposite of that is when you hear Spirit and you don't follow or you don't act upon it. And this goes back to that part where I told you that I'm not giving you permission to just kick on back here on earth, to waste your time ignoring God, ignoring Spirit, ignoring the messages that they have for you. Just because you have all the time in the world, divine time, eternity to learn your lessons doesn't mean that you need to skip out on your responsibilities here. Doesn't give you permission to ignore Spirit and what they're showing you. And it doesn't release you from doing your work here. So what Spirit is trying to say through all of this is forgive your past. Forgive yourself for not knowing what the right step was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Instead, start now. Spirit says that so often the biggest mental block to our own success, and a lot of times it's a subconscious block, is that we look at ourselves, our lives, and think, well, I didn't do it. I've messed everything up and it's completely irreversible. We say to ourselves, the damage we've done is irreversible. So why would I start now? I'm just going to end up right back here. And Spirit, I got to tell you, everybody, they're just screaming at you. No. No, no, no. If you have diabetes or sciatic pain or any bodily ailment, let's say you haven't been taking care of yourself, or if you have a relationship that you've been neglecting, whether it's a relationship with a partner or a friend or a family member or a child, no matter what it is in your life, Spirit needs you to know it's not too late. You can start making changes today. Don't allow your mind, your thoughts to come in and tell you that it's too late, because it's not. You have to sit down with a pen and paper and take inventory, okay? I do. I actually want you to get a pen and a paper. I want you to first get into a high meditative state. And we're going to do this right after I give you the questions, but you're going to get into this meditative high vibrational state, and then you're going to ask God 3 things, and you're going to write down the answers one by one. So the 3 questions are, what is one step that I can take in my life to help myself be more healthy, mind, body, and soul? I'll repeat that so that I know that you've got it and that you were able to write it down. What is one step that I can take in my life to help myself be more healthy, mind, body, and soul? Question number 2. What is one step that I can take to grow closer to the people I care about in my life? Question number 3. What is one step that I can take to fulfill my purpose and serve others here on earth, God? I want you to ask all of this of God and listen for the answers that come to you. You're either going to hear a thought. It's going to sound like your own internal dialogue, okay? I don't want you waiting for somebody else's voice on the other side to come through, because let me tell you, that is not how it comes through to anybody. Well, I won't say anybody. There are a couple, but to most people, even those who are the most gifted in the world at this, they'll tell you it does not sound like their own voice when they're connecting to the other side. Instead, it sounds like your own internal dialogue, your gut thoughts. The other way that Spirit connects with us is you'll see a picture or a little mini movie reel within your imagination. You could also get a gut feeling within your body. Now, these are all the tools that you learn when you're first understanding how to communicate with the other side. And a lot of people, when I'm working with them at the beginning, they'll say, oh, well, I did this, but I didn't get too much. I just had this person flash in my mind, and I just saw, this other thing come up that I've been trying to work on, but I didn't really see anybody on the other side. I didn't really hear much. And I said, no, what you just said is exactly it. Who did you see? If you saw someone flash in your memory, that's the person that they're trying to get you to work on that relationship with. Start there. If they're talking to you about the body ailment or something that's going on, with me, it's sciatic pain. I have this sciatic issue, runs down my entire leg into the bottom of my foot where I have this plantar fasciitis. And Spirit is totally on me to follow this regimen of stretching and really working it out in different ways. And what a lot of people do is they poo-poo these little things that they see, whether it's the stretching for the sciatic or these people that they're seeing on the other side. But those are the signs. That is what Spirit is trying to convey. And the more that you do this work of connecting with them, the more you do this work of opening up space within your day to hear from them, the more you're going to get good at this and understanding, okay, this is what they're trying to say. You're going to start to read the signs, interpret the messages, and that is how you build a relationship with Spirit, to connect with them, to connect with your higher self, to connect with God and what God wants for you. So don't poo-poo the little stuff. Just start where you are and grow. Make the answers to these 3 questions that Spirit gives you, make the answers to those questions your goals for the next few months until you have those down, and then ask the 3 questions again. Spirit might bring you the same answers, but they might just bring you new answers. And when they give you new information, that is new direction for you to focus on. So focus on that. And then ask new questions when you've got those down. That's how it works. This is the process of how you work through this. Just as a cautionary, I want to remind you that Spirit will only bring you positive information. They never give you anything negative. I know I repeat that a lot, but you have to understand why, because I don't want you coming to me and saying, well, Spirit came and told me to do this. No, they didn't. Not if it's negative, because they don't bring through negative information to you, okay? Okay, so we're going to start this meditation. Before we do that, I just want to put a call out. I had a couple people early on ask me if they could volunteer to help in some way with the podcast. And I really didn't know a couple months ago when I started this, what I needed help with. I know now. I need help scheduling interviews, researching different experts, and if that's something that you would like to help with, I would absolutely love your help finding different people who you think would be interesting interviews on the show that definitely correlate with our themes here, and reaching out to those people. I have a drafted email of what to say, but then also scheduling some of those interviews and keeping a log of it in an Excel spreadsheet. So I need help with that. I also need help from anybody out there who knows video production. I would love to be able to tape these interviews, to be able to put more videos out there solo of just me spreading the message for Spirit on YouTube and different places. But I really have no clue where to start video-wise, and I'm trying to research it. But doing everything all at once and being a mom is something that I'm struggling with a little bit right now. So if you know somebody who is amazing with video, who would be willing to help me get started with that, I would so appreciate you connecting us. It's something that I know Spirit wants me to be doing more of. I just don't know where to start, but I know if I put it out here that Spirit will connect me with you who knows the exact right person. Maybe it's yourself to work on this with me. And I would just be so appreciative of your time or your connections and you helping me out with that. So thank you. And for those of you who are in a place where you cannot be distracted, such as driving or operating heavy machinery, I need you to stop the podcast here, because doing a meditation while doing those activities is not a good idea, not something that I approve of you doing at all. If you're in a place where you can be free of all distractions, why don't you settle into a chair, a couch, your bed, wherever you can sit or lay, and just go into this meditative state. I want you to start by closing your eyes and taking 4 deep breaths in and 4 deep breaths out. I'm going to breathe with you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time, breathe in. And breathe out. Now I want you to feel energy within your heart. It's this tingly energy that surrounds the outside of your heart, and it also fills the inside of your heart. I want you to allow those tingles to rise up into your shoulders, into your neck, and then allow them to fill your entire head, front to back, side to side, top to bottom. I want you to allow these tingles to move through your hair follicles so that you can feel this energy above the top of your head, maybe 2 inches to a foot above the top of your head. This energy above your head feels like it's lifting you upward, feels completely spacious and expansive. This is the high vibrational energy that I was talking to you about at the beginning. This is the vibration that you can learn how to live your daily life in. Now we're going to go on a little trip to heaven on the other side so that you can see and feel what Spirit needs you to. I want you to see Archangel Michael standing right next to you. Again, your eyes are closed and you're just seeing this all in your imagination, your mind's eye. You see Archangel Michael standing right next to you, and he takes your hand, and immediately you're on the other side. Now everyone has their own home on the other side, and where Archangel Michael has taken you is to your home on the other side. Can look as big, as beautiful, whatever you imagine it to look like, whatever comes to you. That is what it is. And I want you to see yourself walking into your home. I want you to see yourself walking in to where the kitchen table is. And on that kitchen table, there is a large, very massive book with thin pages and tiny print. This is the book that contains the lessons that you are to learn as a soul, and it contains all of the purpose you hold in helping people and serving beings, not only here on earth, but on the other side as well. This is your soul's plan. This is your soul's contract. Now, when you look at this, you would start to open it and flip through the pages, but instead of reading it, you're able to just absorb all of the information right into your memory. And as you do this, there is no feeling of urgency, of worry, of a timeline or busyness, because there is no busyness, there is no stress, there is no anxiety on the other side. There is complete ease, complete bliss, complete peace on the other side. You have all the time that you need in order to do everything that you are to do. And I really want you to feel that. I want you to feel the ease of the other side. You don't have to be somewhere where you're not. You don't have to be more advanced. You just have to be right where you are. There's a saying that goes, grow where you are planted. And that is what we feel on the other side. We don't feel like we need to be something that we're not. We just allow ourselves to be who we are because we know that's exactly who and what we're supposed to be at any one time. So smile. See yourself smiling. See yourself looking at Archangel Michael, hugging him, saying thank you for taking me here. Thank you for showing me this information. And I want you to hold Archangel Michael's hand again. Together, you both look back at Earth, and you can see yourself, your younger self maybe it's yourself right now. And you can see all of the stress, all of the worry, all of the anxiety that's built up over your heart and over your head as clouds of gray energy. And these clouds of gray energy keep feeding your negative thoughts. And you can see this very clearly from the other side, that this need to be more, get more done here is not serving you. In fact, it's growing the negative thoughts within your head. It's bringing you down further. So you look at Archangel Michael and you say, show me the way. You pray to God, God, may I grow where I am planted. God, please show me what action I should be taking. God, where I am today, what is one step that I can take in my life to help myself be more healthy, mind, body, and soul? What is one step that I can take to grow closer to the people I care about in my life? God, what is one step that I can take to fulfill my purpose and serve others here on earth for you? I want you to take some time and listen for those answers after we wrap up here. But I want you to see yourself now writing down the answers that come to you, smiling and knowing very clearly that Spirit is communicating with you. They're showing you exactly what you need to do right now in order to grow where you are. Now I want you to skip forward, skip time into the future. I want you to see yourself as a 100-year-old woman or man. And I want you to see yourself doing another meditation where you look back on the younger versions of yourself. And I want you to see yourself looking back to the you that you are today. And I want you to see that 100-year-old version of yourself saying, thank you. Thank you for being strong enough. Thank you for being brave enough to not allow your mind to come in and say that the steps you have taken weren't good enough, that what you've done is irreversible. Thank you for saying to your brain, to those thoughts, no, that's not true. I can start today. I can take the steps that I need to take today to grow where I am planted, to grow from here where I am now. And I want this 100-year-old version of yourself to show you that because you made this change where you're going to listen to Spirit from here on out, you're going to ask these 3 questions to constantly make sure that you're taking action on the messages that you get from Spirit. And because you started today, you were able to grow, to just do one step by one step at a time and grow your confidence, grow your belief within yourself that you can do it, that you can do the things that you set your mind to, that you can create change within your life. And I want you to see your 100-year-old self just hugging and blessing and kissing you and saying, thank you so much. Thank you for freeing me from the negativity so that I could do what I'm here to do. Thank you. If you want to spend a couple of minutes in more deep breathing, you can go ahead and do that now. But after you're done with that deep breathing and you're ready to open up your eyes again, I want you to come back to those 3 questions that you wrote down. And I want you to spend some time with God, with your angels, with your guides, with your spirit team on the other side. And I want you to ask those questions and allow them to bring the positive answers, the responses that you need. And then it's your choice, and I hope you choose to take action and to follow through on the advice that they share with you. It's not about beating ourselves up. It's not about wishing we were somewhere different in the future. It's recognizing that we are planted where we are in this life, in this moment right now, for a reason. And that the only choice that we have right now is to choose to grow where we are planted or not. And I hope you choose to grow by taking action on the messages, the direction that Spirit gives to you today. Friends, thank you so much for spending your time with me, for sharing your energy with me. I love you all. God loves you, your angels love you, your guides and loved ones are loving you from the other side. Peace, bliss, and many, many blessings to you, friends.